Have no fear, the Dougster's here. Welcome to another episode of Dougster's Wolverine Garage, where today I picked up some lanterns. A friend of mine said, hey, got these lanterns? You're the lantern guy. Come get them. Okay, so I'm throwing these together because I don't need them. But we're going to get them up and going, and we're going to give them to my friend Alex in Hubert's Projects. So I've got one already washed up, and I realized as I was washing up the second lantern, I'm like, oh, it's still got the barn dust. So some of the barn dust got sacrificed without you, but here's some barn dust. All right, so there's the one I just washed, and I didn't even use soap. No, I used Dawn on the glass, and boy, that gets that just clean. The rest of it was just hot water. And I've got ventilator top clean. That was just hot water, and I still gotta scrub this. Where is it made? No, just replacement number. I gotta wash this still, but there's some barn dust. Look, barn dust, and then barn dust. Ooh, barn dust. So yeah, we're going to get these washed up, and this thing was stored with fuel in it, full tank of fuel. And what the fuel does is it rots out, it goes sour, and then it starts to attack and rust out the inside of the tanks. So you have rust scale inside of them, and they don't like that. So do not store lanterns full. All lanterns get put away in my collection empty, ran empty, just because. But yeah, so gonna keep working on these. These are powerhouses. These are way newer ones. These things are like slam dunks. Lube the pumps, throw some fuel at it. This one I'm gonna have to rinse the tank out, I'm afraid, but that'll be fine. Just keep flushing it out so you don't get rust in it, and then yep, we'll get these lit up. So more soon. We're here at my workbench, and they cleaned up all right. Basically the same model. This one has a larger tank. This one has the older style plunger. They made them this style with leather pumps. I have a whole bunch of leather pumps, but that one's like rubber. It needs oil, so I got to go get my oil. And then this one, okay. This one locks into place, so I got to get a tool for that. And then, or I'm just going to put some oil down in there and maybe lubricate the pump. But basically, it looks like this, except it's got a weird lock thing on the end of it. So, okay, gonna get some oil at them and maybe throw a little fuel at them and dig out some mantles for them. And see if we can't make these things chooch tonight, huh? Okay, so got oiled the pump. This pump's working. This one worked right out the gate, as a matter of fact. Just a little oil made it better. Holds pressure with no leaks. You gotta pressurize them and listen to the cap. These one-piece caps don't leak very often, though. The old two-piece caps will. So check and see if you can pressurize the tank. Listen. Hold it to your ear and listen. Hear it hissing. It's not sealing. Or you can submerge it in water, and if it's letting out bubbles, it's leaking. Old Coleman. I used to know the man who had the world's largest Coleman collection, Ernie Hyatt. And he was out of Kokomo, Indiana. Amazing man. So this one's ready to go too. I had to take the pump out again and then put more oil on it, and there's a bunch of garbage underneath the cup of the pump. I wiped that out with some paper towel, carefully stretched out the pump. These rubber plastic pumps, whatever they are nothing like the leather pumps of the days of yore. Trust me, leather's better. So these both are ready to make pressure, and I'm going to be putting mantles on and putting some fuel in them. We're going to take them outside, and then it's still daylight out, so we'll wait until sundown, and then we'll burn them. light them up for you. But what I want to talk about, though, is if you're getting a lantern out and playing with it, simple machines, guys, simple machines. All you need is fuel and air pressure that pushes down on the fuel, and there's a pipe down in the bottom, almost the bottom of the tank, and it has nowhere to go but up through the generator, where it's sprayed into the manifold, and then it flows down. And then basically it's a controlled burn. The mantle just slows it down and it collects there, and that's where it burns and fluoresces. This is its air intake that feeds into the manifold. So fuel here, it merges here. So spiders, for whatever reason, with barn lanterns, spiders like to make little itty bitty nests in these, and it'll totally snuff out a lantern. So I'm thinking about maybe dismantling these further and seeing if I can't make sure that these aren't blocked, because it'll make a lantern run richer than Bill Gates. Flames, and it'll be terrible. So more soon. All right, so it's sundown like promised. We're going to get the lanterns all stoked up for you. See if they run. I haven't run them yet, but they're fueled up and pressurized and ready to go. Cold start. Will it run? We'll try this one. That one I need to fart with a little bit more. There we go. Flames indicate flooding. One out of two runs. It's kind of dim, but who knows the last time it ran. Maybe we don't have enough fuel. I only put just a touch of fuel in each of them. There we go. Now we're getting fuel. I'm going to get a better lighter. Someday it'll light. Well, something's wrong and it ain't lighting up. But, so, I'll come back. But, there's proof of concept. Got a lantern working. What do you think? Yeah, it ain't really that great of a shot from here, is it? Well, at least proof of concept. 50%'s running. I think some water, I had to flush the tank out on the one on the right. And I think it's water that's coming up. That's why it's spitting and sputtering. Sounds like it's making fuel, but it isn't. Then again, I only put just so much fuel in it either. Generator's plugged in this one, which is weird for a powerhouse. I'm going to have to hit the drawing board with this one. Well, this was for Hubert's project, so back to the drawing board on one, but the other, she's a runner. So will it run? 50% runs. The other one, she's temperamental, but I'll get it to run. And you'll see that on next other episode of Dougster's Wolverine Garage. See ya. Lantern update. So the pump on this one that spit and sputtered for me, the pump is totally annihilated. They put rubber in these and they just dry out, crack, and split. She did give herself for one last round, so she died valiantly, but died nonetheless. And it's a rubber pump, and I don't have any of those, nor do I have any leather ones. But trust me, y'all, if you convert these things to leather pumps, do it. They seal better, they make more air, they come back with care. These things dry out, crack, and you get this, a dead lantern. Leather's the way to go. But, so this one, as I lit up again, she took right off. She's amazing. Lights right up. She gives decent light. Each lantern is their own person, if that makes sense. Some are brilliantly bright, some are really dim, some are right in the middle, and they all are a little different. Some wake up differently. Some take a long time, they need to get coffee, and then they're ready to go, and some of them are ready to rock right out the box. So we'll get into more on Coleman lanterns like that later. But yeah, so this one needs a pump, and I don't have one to replace it, so I'm going to give these to Hubert's Projects. So here you go, Alex. But I guarantee that'll run. It just needs a pump. So check out more content right here on Dougster Wolverine Garage. Coleman content. Nice.